Now, let me start the basics of what is meant by Fusion 360, and don't be in a hurry to learn this Fusion 360. And do remember that uh, any software application cannot be learned in a single week or else in a single month. Okay, it takes time. It takes a lot of time to learn. See, each and every command can be used in different purpose. Okay, you can use in either way. Okay, I'll be teaching how to do that in forthcoming sessions. Okay. Now, so I'll go through the basics of what's Fusion 360 is. Okay. So we'll see what is a basic Fusion 360 software is. The first thing is it is easy to learn. Okay. See, the name Fusion 360 has been arrived because see, there are a lot of applications like we have design, um, we have product development, we have manufacturing, we have analysis, right? We have these kind of, and also CAM analysis. So all these 4 to 5 different uh, product development tools are integrated in only one particular software. That is why it is called as a 360. That means it is 360 degrees. So for a particular product development, it can design, it can assemble a part, or else it can what we call, it can do a CAM analysis, or it can do a simple finite element analysis. So finally, you can go through with a end product, and even you can simulate your manufacturing process also. You can directly integrate your 3D printer, and you can directly give your product to manufacture. So that is how this software is built. But this software is limited only to few limited applications, like it cannot handle more than 5 to 10 parts. Okay, if you want to get 5 to 10 parts, you have to take assistance of cloud services. Okay, so they are little bit paid, so though they are for commercial purpose. Okay, for student it can go maximum up to 10 parts to assemble. Okay, this is a simple software, but it is not so complicated. It cannot handle complicated assemblies, a simple structure. And the second thing is cloud and web based application. So it is completely cloud and web based. Okay, if there is no internet connection, you cannot save your files in the cloud based system. Okay, and no file is saved on your computer. Okay, that is the first and primary thing. Everything whatever you save, it is stored in the cloud, not on your system. Okay, that is the main difference between Fusion and rest of the softwares. And you can access it anywhere. See, now you have logged in into this particular laptop, your home. So after you get logged in into any other computer in anywhere in the world, same interface will be there, and the same file can be accessed anywhere. Okay, and it can run on Windows, Mac, and even on Linux also. So advanced collaboration. So what's an advanced collaboration is, see, if you have a file, you want to share it with your colleagues. Just by giving their email ID, they can see your part, and they can collaborate with your product what you are developing on. Okay, just by adding their account, Autodesk account. That is how you can collaborate with your friends and all. Okay, that is I'll be teaching how to collaborate by creating a simple room and all. Okay, and next is parametric modeling. See what we will come into what is parametric modeling in. That is there in every software. Okay, and free form modeling. And one thing is the major thing where you can play is free form modeling. Just like free form solutions are just like a simple clay model will be there. You can just drag and drop it, and you can design whatever it might be, irrespective of design. See, if you want to create your mouse, example, if I have a simple mouse, you want to change your design, that is irrespective of mathematical modeling. You want to have your own design, you can create it. That is called free form modeling. It does not have any dimensions, it does not have any. That is called free form modeling. That is possible only in the software. And next is 3D printing and CAM integration that I have explained, and quick updates. One thing is for sure, each and every week, or else in every 15 days or 1 month, you will get an update. So as this is a cloud-based application, it will keep on updating. Okay. And most important thing is it is free for students and it is also free for startups. Okay, only for startups, not for complete commercial manufacturing of components. Okay, that is the basics of this Fusion 360 map. So Fusion is integrating all the applications, product development applications like design, assembly, analysis, everything into one software that is called Fusion 360. Now got the point, right? What is the basics of Fusion 360? I hope you got the basic meaning of simple Fusion 360. And next, let us jump into the software itself. Let's minimize this. Okay. Okay. Coming into this user interface. See, this is a basic user interface. So first and foremost thing is whether you have education license or not. See, at the top right corner or left corner of your screen, you will be declared with education license. That means you have an educational license for 1 year. Okay, if you have a free version of it, it will be displaying as free, or else it will be displaying as 29 days to expire, 30 days to expire. So maximum it is 30 days to expire. Okay, and major difference between education and free is you don't have all the options available in free version. In educational version, every option is available. Okay, so I hope you should go with educational license as it is free. You have to give your institution name as CMR college and everything. Give the name, that's all. Okay, it has an integration. Our college has integration with Autodesk Fusion 360. Okay, you can collaborate directly. That is the first one you need to check. And check your account details, Autodesk account details on the top right corner of your screen. Here my name is Sai Kumar Anisetti, as your name will be displayed on the right corner of your screen. This is your Autodesk account. If you click Autodesk account, it will go to your Autodesk account. If you want to change your profile, go to your profile and you can change it. If you want to change your preferences and everything, it will change. Okay. Okay, that is how you check your credentials. That is the basic thing. See, as soon as you log out, see, as you sign out, the software will be closed. Okay, don't sign out. Okay, as soon as you sign out, your software will be closed. Right, that is how you actually close your software. Always simply click this window and directly you can close this. Okay, and after this, you have come to the left corner of your screen. You have your data panel. See, this is your data panel. That means you can access your cloud storage. This is your cloud storage. Okay, that means wherever whatever you do, any modeling in this workspace, that will be stored over here. Okay, my first project is my file name, or else it is my folder name. If you want to create a new folder, go to new folder, create a new folder like project 1. That is a new folder. Just like your system, you have to create this entire data panel is related to cloud. It's not there on your desktop. Okay, like project 1. So create whatever you want, different kinds of folders. All that files will be stored under that. Okay, and if you want to upload any file or anything, just upload from your system. You can upload into this project, this project folder, then you can open it in your Fusion 360. That is how you actually do. And this is open to web. Okay, let me show. This is open to web. That means you can just share your project folder to entire web itself, just like your Google document. We actually share with a link, right? Google Drive. If you want to share a folder to every other person in the world, you will get a simple link, right? That is how it works. Open onto web. You can share this folder to anyone with that link, they can access. That is how you collaborate with your friends and everyone. Now, this is data panel, and the next one is people. That means, see, and the if you want to invite, like if you have a project number one, now if you want to interact with another person like your friend and everything, just give his email ID which has an Autodesk account. Okay, give his Autodesk account email ID and press invite. Right, as soon as you invite, an invitation will be sent to that person and you can collaborate with that particular person. So in the previous project, I have been worked with some other person, so that is why it is there. If you want to remove them right now, you can just remove all the members from this particular project. Okay, that is called the collaboration. Clear with this? So this is data panel, where you create your saved files and everything, and this is your people window. Now, this simple people window will be there, where you can, well, all these are collaborators, simply to speak. Okay, that is how you create. And if you observe, on each and every file there is version v, like everything. So there are different versions of your each and every file you can create. Let me open my folder. So I have designed some other alloys and okay, this is one of my project, like F1 cars and everything. So I have 45 versions of it. Like, see, in the history, show all 45 versions. Okay. So as if there is any update into your component, it will be saving as newer version, like V1, V2, V3, V4, V5. Now, if I want to open that particular version, you can open that particular version. You can start off with that. Okay. Just it is like a timeline map. Okay, that is how you can collaborate. So all 45 versions and all 45 files, it is there. Okay, so it will show a date when you have created and last updated. So all the history, it will be showing different versions of it. Okay, when we will be doing all the actual modeling part, you can just observe what are these versions and all. Okay, to explain, versions is different times. At different time you have to save your file, and it will create a newer version, or else it will be keeping on updating in only one version itself. You have two options. You can create two versions of it, version 1 and version 2, right? One other collaborator have been updated. The second one is I have updated. Okay, there are two versions of the same file. Or else if you want to simply go with only one particular version, just simply click only one version. Okay, that is how this project window works, ma. Got how to save your files and how to create a folder and how to save your files. This is the basics I want to teach for today. Okay, so I hope in your next class what you have to do is create a new folder of your choice, or try to collaborate with your friends just to have a glance about inviting a people, email ID, just you can invite. So you can share your files among yourselves. Okay, explore this data panel and people window. Okay, if you have any doubts in the next session, you can ask me. So that is about this data panel. Now the last topic, coming into your basic user interface. Okay, uh, as everyone see, this is also like, see, now each and every software is just like your workspace. See, as I have explained in CATIA, example, if I take in CATIA, there are different workspaces, right? There is, as I have said, there are different product applications like designing, analysis, and product development, manufacturing, and simulation. So now you are in design workspace. See, the topmost part is called a toolbar. All this, whatever you are seeing, create, modify, assemble, construct, all these are called toolbar. So now in your design workspace. Okay, now if you want to just open it, now you have design workspace, you have rendering workspace, and you have animation workspace, simulation workspace, manufacturing workspace, and finally drawing workspace. Okay, now we will go through as this is a simple design workspace where you can design all the elements. I mean, a simple part modeling. Rendering, see, don't try to blindly render your component. Okay, so this is only for graphic intensive systems, ma. Okay, please don't try to burn your laptops. Okay, because rendering takes a lot of RAM and also graphics memory. Please don't blindly go with rendering. Okay, it will fry your laptop or else your PC. So that is the reason behind why your PC get slow by the time. Okay, so that is about rendering workspace, so where you can render your 3D models and you can get a cool images and all, but this is only for aesthetics, that's all. And second thing is animation. See, animation is quite important. After you assemble a particular component, let us take a simple as a preview has been shown over here, right? Take your gear assembly, right? After you assemble, then only you can do animation. Like if one gear is interfacing with another gear, if you rotate one particular gear, you can access, I mean, how the other gear is rotating. So what could be the degrees of freedom, that everything you can animate, right? You can give motion to it, translatory, rotatory, and everything you can give in your animation. We will see that even. And over here, simulation means your analysis part. Like see, if you have to apply just like finite element method, it is a simulation. You can apply loads, like you have static stress, simple thermal analysis, event simulation, and you can vibration analysis like acoustics, right? Model frequencies and all. Okay, buckling analysis, these are simple analysis, not complicated ones. Okay, you cannot do complicated analysis, right? So that kind of simulation is there. So will go through that window. You have manufacture, and this is cam. Like okay, so this is cam analysis. So like how can, say, after completing your single part, how are you going to manufacture it, right? So whether it is milling, like you have set up over, you can generate an NC program. Okay, it can automatically generate an NC program, whether you have turning, whether you have milling, right? There are different kinds of manufacturing operations, right? In milling, you have all these options, right? Face milling and milling, so multi-axis milling. So these are very advanced options. Unless and until you know the subject of CAD CAM, then you can enter into this particular manufacturing part and all. Okay, so in your forthcoming semester, you will be having CAD CAM subject. After you learn this, the process, I'll be teaching all these steps and all. Okay, what is NC program, CNC program and all. Okay, that is about manufacturing. You can generate an NC program and you can simulate how the manufacturing actually happens. And finally, you have drawing. See, drawing window, it will be opening only when you have a simple design and animation, right? If you have a part, you can get a part drawing. If you have your assembly, you can get a assembly drawing. Okay, unless and until you have a part, then you can generate a drawing. Part drawing mean from design means it is a part drawing, from animation means it is a assembly drawing. Okay, that is how it works. So this is a basic workspace window, and the major difference is in education license you have all these available options, and in your free version you might not have manufacture, you might not have render. Okay, even simulation, some tools are very limited. Okay, that is how it works. That is a difference between licenses. Okay, now let us come into our design workspace. See, this is your toolbar and this is your workspace manager. Okay, and see, at the top right corner of your screen you have help window. So in this help window you have simple quick setup, and one thing is, while using Fusion 360 it will throw some random errors, like you have your graphic card is not updated and your graphics is not supported. So all these kind of errors will be arising once you start your doing your part modeling. So go to your help. See, if you want to learn your documentation and everything, go to self-paced learning. You have self-paced learning. You can go through PDF and what is meant by one. All other tools you can learn from self-paced learning. Okay, quick setup on support and diagnosis. This is the important one. If there is any error, go to support and diagnosis, go to graphic diagnosis. Okay, just write it in your paper or wherever. This is the most important step. Again, you will forget. Okay, so this is the question mark called help command. In this help command, you have support and diagnosis. Under this support and diagnosis, you have graphic diagnosis. Okay, click this graphic diagnosis. It will open a window, graphic diagnosis, and your entire information. If you have a GPU, right, a graphic processing unit, it will show what is the name of it. If you have GPU, RAM, all the information regarding hardware, whether your computer is having a graphic card or not, you can check it from here. Okay, now, so all these details you can check it over here. If there is any issues, if you are experiencing any graphic performance, and check for GPU graphic driver update. Okay, if your drivers are out of date, you can update it right away from here. Click this, it will be directed to a web browser, and give the details of this one. It will be updated. Okay, that is how you have to deal with your graphic settings. Okay, and if your system is not having any graphic processing unit, just click limit effects to your optimized performance. Okay, all these kind of cool effects like getting a shadow under your part and your shiny kind of things and graphics, all the graphic things will be done. Okay, effects will be, that is how you optimize your performance. If you want to optimize your performance, if you feel that your computer is slow or else Fusion 360 is slow, then go to this limit effects to optimize performance. Okay, so even I have my graphics processing unit ready, so that I don't have to optimize my performance. Okay, let's close it. Okay, again I repeat, go to help, support and diagnosis, and graphic diagnosis. Over here, scroll to bottom of your screen. So you have this option, limit effects to optimize performance. That is what you need to do when your system is slow. And second step is go to support diagnosis, clear cache data. So if you clear cache data, everything will be cleared, and Fusion 360 will be refreshed. Okay, always once your work is completed, clear cache. You do that command just to clear your junk and all. Okay, that is about your toolbar in your model workspace and your help command. Now coming to your topmost part, you have browser. See, just like your rest of the softwares, you have a history, right? What you are doing and all. This is browser window. Here you can access your origin, like your see. This is view and hide simply. If I make sure it will be hidden. If I make sure my origin is on, my origin will be visible. Okay, this is x-axis, y, z, and here it is in the notation of xy, yz, and zx. In some other softwares, it is mentioned as front view, top view, and right side view. Right, the same you can check on the right corner of your window. This is called view cube. See, this is your entire view is controlled by a cube called as view cube. Again, I repeat, that is a view cube. Okay, see, if it is a top view, it is simply xz plane. If it is front view, just click the same plane, it will be showing it as yz plane, right? If it is right side view, you have xy plane. Okay, that is how you need to check. Whether you can go to front, top, and right side, you can go with xy, yz, and zx. Anything is possible. It has both interfaces. Unlike other softwares, it does not have only one control. Okay, so now this is your x, y, and z axis. The same can be controlled from here. Okay, the green one represents your y, blue as z, and x as red. Okay, the same thing you can control from here. This is about your origin, axis, and planes. and make sure you have good knowledge and on these kind of planes. In any software, irrespective of design and everything, you have to memorize. So what is front plane, what is top plane, and what is a side, whether it is left side plane or a right side plane. Generally, we go with only one side plane. Okay, that is what you have to memorize. Okay, that is about your origin and document settings. See, straight away, if you want to change your units, by default, you will be having inches. If you click this, you will get an option unit type: centimeter, millimeter, meter, inches, and foot. Okay, that is how you actually change your units. By default, it will be in mm. In some of the softwares, by default, it will be in inches. Maybe if you are using US based Fusion 360, it will be there in inches. Okay, that is how you change your document units. Okay, you can change your document units whenever required. So once you are working with if you want to change your documents to inches, automatically the units will be converted into inches. Okay, so that is how your interface works now. That is how changing your units. Named views, that is what I have described: top, front, right, and home. Okay, the same what I have explained in the previous step. And see, now controlling your workspace. Okay, now if you want to pan, that means if you want to move your origin, you move your part here and there, you have to press your center mouse wheel. Press your center mouse wheel and move left, right, top, and bottom. Okay, that is how you move your, or else you pan your model. Okay, again I repeat, it is center mouse wheel. Just press it down. Just you can move left, right, top, and bottom. That is how you pan. And to rotate, you have two options. One is press shift and center mouse wheel. That is how you have to rotate your object. Okay, just note it down anywhere. Okay, mouse controls. Okay, if you want to rotate any given object with respect to that particular origin, you have to hold down your shift and press your center mouse wheel. Okay, if you have your software running in the background, you can just practice it right away. Okay, and now my default isometric view is lost, right? Again, if you want to get into your default isometric view, go to your view cube at the right top corner of your screen. You have home button, right? Click this home button. Again, it gets aligned with your default isometric view. Okay, got the point? Press shift, center mouse wheel, you can rotate your component. Now my default isometric view is lost. Now again, if you want to get your default isometric view, go to home. Automatically it will align with default isometric view. Clear, ma? Let me open any simple component. Okay, this is just a simple retainer bracket, and this is your default isometric view. Now just simply rotate your thing, shift, center mouse wheel, you can rotate your object. Now my default view is lost. So again, if you want to get your default isometric view, click home. Now directly, if you want to go to your top view, control with your view cube only. And top right corner you have top, click the top, right? If you want to rotate, here there are small arrows to control your cube, right? If you want to rotate, see, it is same like your die. If you want to rotate it back side, front side, flip it, right? You can do whatever you want, rotate it. You can control with this cube directly the view, or else you can rotate it and can just check it. Okay, now my again coming into your home isometric view, just click home. That is a view. Zoom in and zoom out, directly scroll your mouse button, zoom in, zoom out. That is how you do it. That is as simple as such. Okay, zoom in and zoom out, scroll your mouse wheel. If you want to move your object, hold your center mouse wheel. Okay, and if you want to rotate, press and hold shift button and your center mouse wheel. That is how you rotate your part. Okay, clear with the controls of your mouse, right? Now, this is about ViewCube. This is about the top user interface. Okay, see, as soon as I have opened my retainer bracket, you can observe that that is V1 version V1. Okay, file. See, you can have, see, if your power is lost or if your internet is lost, don't worry, it will be temporarily storing your entire work on your in your desktop. Actually, it is a temporary storage. Once your internet connection is up, then it will actually save it in your cloud. Okay, at each and every 5 seconds it will be storing saving your file mark. No need to save, no need to press Ctrl S. Okay, at each and every time it will automatically save your files. Okay, that is how you actually work with your drawings and all. Okay, if you want to give it with different name, save as. Okay, just go give your name and you can save it in a different project. Okay, that is how you actually do. Give it with your in which folder you want to save, demo project or my first project. It will show whatever the folders you have created in the data panel, and you can click save. Okay, if there is version 2, version 3, that you can do it. Now, coming to your bottom workspace. Okay, okay, coming to your bottom workspace. Okay, coming to your bottom of your workspace, over here you have your timeline. Like, see, what is the procedure I have followed to create this particular object. So this is your timeline. So if I drag this line all the way to the starting step, this is your starting window. Let me go to the first step. What I have done, I have created a simple rectangle. That is what I have done. In the second step, I have created another cylinder on top of that. Again, I have created a hole. Again, I have created a cylinder. So this is a step-by-step procedure in to create a simple part. Whatever the procedure you have followed, it will show in number of steps. Okay. See that you have created a chamfer. Next, you have extruded. Okay, just you can check it over here. Okay. Next, you have created another slot over here. Again, you have given a chamfer. This is called chamfer, no? So again, you have created a fillet at this corner. Again, you have extruded somewhere. Again, you have done a threaded portion over here. Again, you have created a threaded hole. See, this is the entire procedure what you have done. If you want to see your animation, just click play button. Play. It will show what are the steps you have followed to create your final part. Okay. Now, so that is a simple timeline. Okay, while teaching, I'll just explain how to edit your extrusion and everything. Okay, so that is your timeline. And next, over here you have navigation window, that is then display settings. Okay, so you can create, I mean, you can rotate your object from here, that is free orbit or normal. You can rotate it with respect to one axis, or else you can rotate it with all the axes. And next, you have look at. See, look at means normal to the view. See, if you want to look at normal to this particular plane, click this. Now this will be your front, I mean normal to the view. Okay, that is in other softwares it is called normal to the view. Look at. Okay, here it is look at. In other softwares it is simply normal to the view. Perpendicularly you have to look at one particular workspace. You can create a pan, you can zoom in, zoom out, and zoom window. So if you want to zoom window, it is nothing but you want to zoom in only to this particular workspace, I mean to this hole, you can directly go to zoom window. Okay, and next you have display settings. So in display settings you can go with shaded. See, visual styles are nothing but shaded with visible edges. Always make sure that you have this option on. Okay, shaded with visible edges only. See, shaded with hidden edges, it does not have any. See, all the hidden edges will be shown actually. Your body will become transparent. Okay, that is little bit quite confusing, but the default thing is shaded with visible edges only. Okay, while you have to work in part modeling, just make sure that is on. Okay, and wireframe, that those are all mesh display. So all these are just display tweak with your play with these effects and all. So don't go with high end graphics. Okay, so if you want to toggle ground reflection and all, just make sure all these are off. Okay, so all these are related to graphic settings. Just make sure whatever graphic settings I have shown in the screen, make sure that is there in your system. So these are optimized one. Okay, ground reflection. See, if you click ground reflection, it takes graphics system. Okay, it will show all the graphics intent. So while you render your soft thing, it will show a shadow between everything. Okay, so make sure you ground reflection and everything is off. Okay, these are the settings which you have to keep in order to optimize your display settings. Okay, object visibility, make sure this is all are on. Okay, all work features are on. Origin, planes, axis, points, everything is shown. Okay, next camera, orthographic, don't click perspective. Okay, as you all know that what is meant by perspective view and orthographic views. Okay, that is how it is. See, in some, see, if you click perspective, see how the object has been changing. This is how you actually do. See, now if I click normal to the window pan, sorry, look at, see, clear. See, this is how my object is look. See, our vision is perspective. See, this is a real 3D object, how it actually looks. Now if I change my view to camera to orthographic, see, this is your actual drawing view. Okay, this is your orthographic view, and this is your perspective view. This is your perspective. What our human eye visualizes is perspective. Okay, farther objects are shorter, and your nearer objects are wider. That is called as a simple way of defining your perspective view. Whatever is there in front of you or else near to you, it will be visible as larger one. Longer object, I mean distant objects are viewed as shorter one. That is a simple perspective view. Don't keep your settings into perspective view. Generally we go with orthographic view only. In your drawing workspace, you go with orthographic views. Okay, this is the most important step now. Okay, orthographic and perspective views. Okay, and ground plane offset, don't click this. I mean generally origin is your default 0 point. In some of the software, I mean that is an advanced tool. Okay, if you want to make your tool offset to the ground like 10 mm above the ground, then you can go with those things. Okay, and if you want to grid layout on and off, this is your default workspace where you are working in. If you want to have this kind of workspace, you can go with that. If you don't want that, just remove it. Okay, that is up to you. Okay, how do you control all these grids and all? Okay, I think in your Fusion 360, this is your default kind of views and all. Okay, grid settings. So if you want to change the size of this grid, if you want to increase or decrease the size of this grid, you can go to grid and snaps, grid settings. Over here it is fixed, adaptive, so reference numbers, just click. Okay, so if you want to change that, you can just change your settings. Just see, incremental move means if I zoom in, automatically my grids are resized if they are not fixed. Okay, if I zoom out, see, it will keep on adding. 250, 350 and everything. This is not limited. This is an infinite workspace. If you increase your size of the object, this 325 gets increased. Okay. This is not limited workspace. Okay. According to this, it has decided that 350 by 350 is the major thing. Okay. So it will get increased if you increase the size and shape of the object. And viewports. See, viewport is nothing but multiple views. If you click multiple views, it will automatically show front view, top view, side view, and isometric views. Okay, this is multi-port view. Okay, viewports. Synchronize views. Just to go to single view, it will go with your single view. Okay, this is about your basic user interface. Okay, see that is this is the basic user interface of your Fusion 360, and hope you have clear picture on the basic user interface. And these are number of files, so don't open more than 4 to 5 files. If your internet speed is good and okay, you can go with 5 to 6 parts. You can open it in this window. Part number 1, part number 2. Okay, you can open a number of parts, but make sure that your internet speed is also good at this. Okay, and coming to this job status, whether you can go with offline or else whether you can go with online or offline. Okay, see, in offline mode, the major thing is you will not there is only temporary storage. Okay, if you clear your cache, your saved files will be lost. Your temporary saved files will be lost if you work offline. Click online. After going into this online mode, everything will be saved into your cloud. It will be synchronizing. Okay, always keep that in mind. Go to job status, that is working online, right? That is how you synchronize your online and offline window. That is the basics of this user interface. You can create undo and redo. That is same as every software. Control Z and copy paste, Control C, Control V, undo, redo, Control Y and Control Z. Okay, I hope everyone is clear with basic user interface and installation. Now I'll be taking up your questionnaire. So if you have any doubts regarding this user interface and installation, you can post, you can talk, you can unmute yourself and you can talk. If you have any question, you can just post it in your chat window also. See, one Naveen is asking us, sir, it is possible in mobile. No, it is not possible in mobile. Only this software is available only in PC mode, only in laptop or. Anybody have any questions, ma? I think everyone is clear with all the things, I guess. So just see if you have no
Yes,
doubts,
sir.
just reply me with I don't have any doubts. It's clear or something. Get it in the chat window.
No, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. So tomorrow we'll just start with your Sketcher module, and some basic things and all. Okay. So the link to the session, some other having a question. 346. I have Intel graphics GPU 32 MB. Yeah, okay, fine. It is. You can go with that. Yeah, you can go with it. It does not, more or less, it does not require that graphics intensive. You have to have working internet connection. Then you reduce your graphics. Everything is fine. Even though you don't have any GPU, it works because this is a cloud-based software. But whenever you are running any simulation and any animation or else any rendering, then you need to have a graphics in GPU. Okay, that is the main purpose of graphic processing unit. Okay, and sir, how to adjust our default views? Okay, default views in the corner of your window. This is your multiple views window, right? Here you can have front view, top view, and this is called viewports, single view. And also if you want to control your default views, see over here, view cube on top right corner of your screen. This is your default view. If you click home, you can go to the default view. If you want to go to your default top view, click this. That is called a default top view. Default right, default front. Okay, default isometric view. This is how your default isometric view is. Okay. And I hope I have answered every question right. And right. Okay. So there are no doubts for anyone, I guess. So we'll stop the session. No. And see, one thing I want to say. So more or less, I'm not going with any ICT tools like Google Classroom and that kind of stuff, because I hope everyone are not having access to that. But I'll create a Google Classroom. I'll post your recording sessions over there, and I'll share the link with your email ID and also in WhatsApp. If you want to go to Google Classroom, there you can access. Also, you can access through your email ID. Also, you can access through your WhatsApp, because I want to limit the usage of WhatsApp, because more or less posting every single message in your WhatsApp, it does not make sense. Okay, I'll create a Google Classroom. I'll store the files over there, and the recording session I'll be sharing a simple link. That's all, not a complete file. No PDFs will be shared in WhatsApp now. If you want to, will you send this recording section in WhatsApp? Yeah, I'll send a link. Okay, if you click that link, the video will be played. Okay, then I'll not send the entire file in your WhatsApp. Okay, I'll share only a simple link to that. Okay, a Google link or a simple link where you can access your things and all. I'll be sharing this recording session, but it takes time. Okay, so what this GoToMeeting does is it converts your recording session into another format, right? Your MP4 files. Then people can share your video. Okay, it takes quite a long time. So by every day evening 6 o'clock, I'll be sharing your recorded section. If it is possible, I can share it as soon as possible. Okay. So now I have cleared every doubt, I guess. So I'll be ending this session. Okay. Fine enough. Okay. Thank you, guys.
Bye, sir.
Bye.